Camilla in Oyuayo, team manager, Kenya Lionesses. Also a former player and a former captain of the same team. Yeah. My day-to-day activity, vile nimesema, it involves managing. And being a team manager, you deal with a lot of logistics. And in terms of logistics, I can break it down to, you have to organize the training venues, you have to give the timings, the schedule, you have to make sure that their welfare is catered for. They eat after training, so you have to make sure that after every training there's a meal. Ukisahau, by the way, it's something that, you know, these things, there are some people who do not understand, but how can you just forget? So it's entirely based on, you see the way a mother is around the house, that you have to make sure the house is tidy, that food is there, children are going to school. It's a version of that, but now in a different, it becomes now professional. So that is what is entailed in my day-to-day. Now managing a women's team, I can say it's something that is very tough. Having to lead, even those people who have daughters at home, they ask me, how do you manage 20 plus women? And like now you see I have two teams which comprises of 40 ladies. So you can imagine you're managing 40 ladies, some are mothers, some are maybe older than you, but you have to strike a balance between these things. So I can say managing women is something. I have wives in the team, I have mothers in the team. You know, if something goes bad at home between husband and wife, you have to deal with it in training. Of course, in a professional way, and again, in a very careful way. I can say women, we are a very special species, and we're people that women are a force to reckon with, because the things that we deal with, your child is sick, the team manager wants you to be in training. And you know, most of the times I don't take, it's not that I don't allow children to be sick, it's something that is out of control, but at times I do not allow these home things or family issues to come in between, because I take training as a source of employment, because of course they get paid for the short time that they're there, they get their allowances. So it's something that I really focus on and take it seriously when it comes to them. Lionesses is a women's rugby team. I can't remember the year it was founded, but I think I found it 3 years after it was founded, because I joined the team in the year 2005. That is when I started playing rugby. And at that time, there were a lot of teething issues because we didn't have depth. Raising a 7-a-side team was a very big problem. And you know, when I joined rugby, I was this big, by the way. And you had to trim down, you had to cut down, because there was no, what can I call it? There was no depth for women's rugby. And from that time, I've watched the Lionesses team grow from one game to the other, from one level to the other. Actually, I can say right now that we have so much depth, although a lot of the depth is still so raw, but at least we have people on the ground that we can pick on any day to train them, to condition them, and to make them to compete in a tournament. So this Lionesses team is a team that is driven by, first I can say, passion and a lot of talent. We're so passionate ladies, because when I began playing, it took a lot of years, actually, around 5 or 6, before we could actually get our first proper pay. Not good pay, at least something, you know. Just a tour is organized, you hear there's a tournament in Uganda, you just get so excited. And those days we used to play with pure passion. I can say we're not yet professional, but still there's a lot of passion in this team. These girls, they just want any day, any time to just represent the country. They feel good putting on the national team colors, and it's something that they do with a lot of pride. Secondly, this is a team that we've learned to walk hand in hand with God. It is a team that fears God so much. And we realize that this talent is from God, and we have to do everything in this pitch here and within and without. We have to do it for the glory of God. So God has been a pillar in this team, and that is what has been driving us. We've had a lot of spiritual mentorship, spiritual classes, just to keep the team moving. I was born an athlete because in primary school I used to do 800 meters for my team, for my school, and I also used to do football. When I went to high school, actually I became the netball captain for my high school. Off high school, I played for Hilton. I played football and netball for Hilton Hotel. Actually, and that first year we brought a lot of gold medals in their inter-hotel games. Why rugby? I don't know, but I had friends who were playing rugby from my hood where we grew up, and they just invited me to one of the tournaments. And you know, from that tournament, they were playing against Uganda. That time they didn't have much competition. It was just Kenya, Uganda, Kenya, Uganda. You see, to some extent, it also became too monotonized. So when I went for that game, it was at Kasarani. By the way, they were thrashed, and me, sikufurahia. So I started asking my friend, how can you allow these Ugandans just to come to your soil to thrash you like this? And you know, like I've told you, that time we didn't have depth. It was a 7-a-side game. Now, the people who were playing, you know, they were, because I took on a depth, then there was no structures of strength and conditioning. You know, these things came in later. Ilikuwa tu ile training nini tuende tuingie tucheze. There was no like plan or format or kind of structure that this is for a player to play this level. This is how this player is supposed to be. So from that time I told her, I think I just want to give it also a try. And from the first tournament that I played, we were playing against Uganda again in Kisumu. By there I was tackled because me, when I joined, I was like, I think 2 weeks old, and I was just given the basics. When you catch this ball, just pass behind, run, then man akifika, just pass behind. So that is the basic I was using. And I was caught up somewhere, I was tackled, you know, and I remember asking my coach, are you sure this is the sport that I'm supposed to? And you know, he told me, Cameline, I've not known you for long, but I know you will make it. So from that day, I just developed a passion for rugby, and there was no money. Trust me, there was no money. We used to play for free. You know, when you're going even to Uganda, huna hata do ya food. We used to enter kibandas, you take matumbo, undugali, or you take boiled maize. But just the gist and the fun of we're going to Uganda to travel na basi, you know. We didn't care kama tuta lose ama hatuta lose, kama sijui tuko na do ama hatuna pesa. No, we didn't care about that. Yes. What rugby has instilled in me, and what I think that so many girls, why they're here, first, it is a team sport that I believe it teaches you how to stay and work with one another. You know, in rugby, you have to work with one another no matter what, because you cannot work alone. It is like the 7-a-side. You're 7 on this side, 7 on that side. This pitch is 70 by 100. You know, you cannot run across this pitch alone. So it has taught me a lot of teamwork. And then there's also the aspect of respect. We respect one another so much. These are also the core values of rugby across the entire world. So the aspect of respect, integrity, you see such things. I'm not saying that because I'm not saying it's not to mean that the other sports don't have that, but that is something that I have personally acquired in rugby. Because remember, I've told you I played netball, I played football, I did athletics to some extent, but rugby, I just find it different. Then there's that I don't know what I can call it. Kuna kitu tu ndani ya rugby, you know. One thing, maybe I can talk to my fellow women, is we need to take what is ours. Unajua mara mingi, women, we tend to think and feel that we are the second fiddle. Unajua, it is a mentality that most women in the world have created at the back of their mind. You know, at times something is meant for us as women, but we just in a cocoon, in a corner somewhere, and like let us just wait. Wacha tutungoje ile itabaki alafu, you know. when you rightfully know that now this is mine, like the competitions, like now we're going to Spain, we're going with the men. That win is equally ours, same as it is to the men. So we just have to go there and put our best foot forward. Unajua, this issue of woye, you know. But now again, at the same time, I think people who are dealing with dockets that deal with women, especially directly, I can say like maybe the docket of the women representatives, you know, when they have these dockets, they have to reach out to as many women's teams, women activities, not only in sports, as many women activities as possible. Try and support these people in the different ways that they can, because I know there's somewhere that they can fix something, as long as it is something to do with women. What I normally say, and I say it with a lot of confidence, Lionesses women's rugby team. This is one team that very soon it will be hard even for people to reach out to this team, because this is a team, this is the next big team that is going to carry the name of this country in the world map up there. So it's you know, saying that we need, imagine with the little that we have, if you can check on our performances, let's say from maybe when we started having some serious games, maybe from 2010 up to date, you can see tremendous increase and improvement. And when you look at the teams that we also go to play with outside there, they're teams that are being catered for well. And as I told you, you know, it will reach a point that you cannot dwell on passion alone. It reaches a time that now you need tangible support. And that is something. Me, I can say this is a team that, you know, ile nasemanga beta yezi ungua. This is a team yenye haitachoma bet yako. So this is a team that you can put your money in. And I know they can never let you down, and you will never have anything to regret that, why did I have to put my money here? Yeah.
My name is Philadelphia Orlando. I'm a rugby player, Kenya Lionesses captain. I was a soccer player before joining rugby. I got introduced into rugby with a friend of mine called Doreen Remo. She's a former player. She used to play soccer with me. Yeah, so one day we were from soccer training and she told me, like, there's this new game in town and I think you can make a good play in that game. Then here I am today, rugby player and a captain. The journey has not been that smooth. I take a lot of hard work, dedication, a lot of things to be a rugby player, because we all know rugby is not like soccer. See, now this is a physical sport and it takes so much to keep up with the physicality in it. But I'm happy, I'm enjoying the game and I love it so much. Yep. One thing I'll say, generally in sport, is bring out the best in you, the confidence in you, self-esteem. If you are this kid who don't talk and don't like interacting with people, but in sport it will force you, being that this is a team sport. We meet different people from different backgrounds. We get to learn more about each other, and the team itself bring out the best in a person. So to me, I'll choose sport any day. I'll say it's a privilege and it's an honor leading the team, both 7s and 15s. Just as I said, it takes a lot of dedication, especially a group of women. But one thing, it builds also a character. When you get to learn more about these ladies in here, they give you reason to keep going, keep moving, keep working hard. Because as we all know, it's not easy out there, especially for women in sport. But when we sit and talk and discuss our things, like the things that we face out there, I think it's the best thing that any woman would love to have. Because yeah, this is my free space. They're like my family. Like we share a lot compared to my family back at home. They know me better, they know my character, they know my tabia zangu zote, you see. Like we gel pamoja, we party together, you see, we play together. At some point, coach will get into your nerve, but you know, they'll tap your back and tell you, you can do it, you see. So that is what you need in life. If you have sisters that can back you up all the time. Yeah, and Lionesses is a team. These are hunters, and they are go-getters. Yeah, that one I can tell you for sure. They are go-getters. They can fight for what they want, given a chance. So it's a good team. The Lionesses team has built what we call a family of women. Like, we stand out for each other. In difficulties, in happy moments. Yeah, you might, sometimes things are so difficult, we don't get paid and all that, but we get to support each other with the little that we have. Because some of us are working, so maybe someone might lack rent, and when she comes to a team and say, I'm going through this, we look into it as a team and say, we'll support one of our own. Even with 5 shillings, that's a support. That is what I love about Lionesses. It doesn't matter, you might be struggling with food at home. I know in my place I have food. I'll carry my food and I'll come and feed my teammate. It doesn't cost me a thing, because I want to see that teammate of mine tomorrow in the field. Because if I don't see her, it means we'll be losing a lot of players. So whatever it is we get, when we get paid, we celebrate together, of course. Yeah, we bond together, we party together. When we lack together as a team. Qualifying for the Olympics for the 2nd time, that is just an amazing thing, and it has been a great thing for the Lionesses team. And also, as you know, we're working both 7s and 15s. We're preparing for also World Cup qualifiers with the 15th guys. So we are looking forward into bigger things for the ladies. And you know, when pandemic started, we were actually on our peak, because we were to go for repechage last year, then pandemic happened, we were to go for our HSBC qualifiers, then everything stopped. But we tried our best and gelled in as a team. Despite the challenges, we were doing home workouts just to keep our body fit and hoping that things will get better. But as it is, you can see we're back in the field and we're looking towards this competition. So we hope to qualify for the World Cup, because I think we will be the first team to qualify for the World Cup, yeah, for 15s. And also this year, 2021, we hope to qualify for HSBC 2021, the 7th team. So we have big dreams, and we're looking towards achieving each and every one of them. Generally, if you look into sports, out here people believe that only men can do like physical sports, and women are meant to be at home cooking for their husbands or their families. But I believe that whatever man can do, a woman can even do it better. It's only that they lack belief in women. But me, I believe Lionesses will be the team that will shock the entire country, and also people out here, that women can really be respected in the society, because when taking this physical sport is not easy, you see. And by the time we'll qualify for the World Cup, I think it will be, because many people ask, oh, is there a ladies team? You see, it's quite weird, because one, we've been in the Olympic Games, we've been in the Commonwealth Games, but you see, maybe the highlight also is not that much welcoming. So to me, I urge also the broadcast family to also support women in sport. They keep on airing even the local games. It doesn't need to be the international matches only. They need to start marketing women from locally to internationally. That way, people will get to understand that women are also in sport. Because if I go for an interview and I'm being asked, like, is there a national team for rugby women? And I'm like, are you for real? Like, we've been participating. And that is a media person, and you're like, so it's kind of weird. So me, I'll urge all these media houses to take in just the same way they're supporting our male counterparts out there. They need to engage also in the women in sport. And I think that will market women more, and also it will also give women the courage also to do what they love. So I think in every sport, even fans out there, they need to learn how to support female into sport, because just as they support men, they need to see women also, not with body type or physicality, but to appreciate that there is someone, a woman who can do that thing better. I'm a field person because I'm a strength and conditioning coach. So basically my life is into sport. Me, I love sport, and I want also to leave a legacy whereby people need to respect women in sport. Because if you ask me, this same sport puts food on my table, this same sport pays my bills. Not a man out there, this same sport. So I think people should respect women in sport because they can stand out for themselves. If they get the support, they'll stand out and they'll shock the world. So to me, I love sport, and I'll urge women out there, they don't need to be scared. They just need to love whatever they do. Even in the offices, just stand out and say, I can do this. There's nothing hard about it. If you love sport, whether soccer, boxing, just go out there, do it. Respect who you are, because that is who you are. You cannot change for people. You have to be who you are.